Take a deep breath, drop your presence down into your womb space and allow yourself to land in your body. Welcome back, Queen. You are listening to the Ghislain Maiden podcast. These are the conversations that rewire your relationship with your power, where your pleasure becomes the pathway to your presence, your power, and undeniable influence. Welcome to the 2026 season. This is our first episode back after a much needed break. Now, there's a lot of new year, new energy, new vibes, new me, blah, 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 blah around. But what if you're not feeling alive, rejuvenated? This episode is really for the woman whose world got ripped apart last year and who has come into the new year feeling a slight shift, but who hasn't quite got the momentum, maybe the clarity or the direction you're really hoping is going to propel you forward. Buckle up, beauty, because here's the truth bomb your soul needs to hear. Your soul and your body do not give a damn that it is January 1 and that the Gregorian calendar says that we're in a new year. Now, this doesn't mean that there isn't a collective shift. There is. Personally, I did feel a sense of lightness because there is something powerful about when everybody decides that all of a sudden we hit the reset button. It doesn't mean that you have to be rigid and have your entire plan for the next year worked out by mid-January. And in fact, doing so will do you a disservice because your body, your soul have their own cosmic alignment. And it doesn't follow the traditional calendar. Now, think back to 2025. I don't know a woman that wasn't in the depths of the shitstorm that is life. I'm going to now call 2025 the sacred shedding because it was a year where literally everything that was no longer aligned with who you are becoming was stripped away from you. And this wasn't the gentle wrap me in cotton wool and slowly remove everything that is no longer in service to me. No, this was the rip the rug out from underneath me, chuck a bomb on it, light it on fire kind of transformation. It was deeply fucking uncomfortable. So we were in a real time of sacred release. And now because 2026 in mid-February, we begin the new 9-year season. This means that because we were at the end of a cycle, that cosmically, on a soul level, universally, your soul had to quite abruptly shed the things that cannot come with you into this new season of life. We all know that relationships end, businesses shut down, contracts end, partnerships dissolved, friendships closed. People went through really uncomfortable seasons of life. I only know one woman, maybe two, who thrived in 2025. Everybody else was navigating some personal shitstorm that they hadn't anticipated at the start of the year. And after that kind of release, something that most people skip is the recalibration phase. Because last year removed the identities that weren't serving you, the relationships, the people, the places. Your body went through a massive recalibration and energetic upgrade. Timeline shifted and realigned, and destinies that were once aligned for you were no longer available. And after that kind of a cosmic shakeup, if you imagine a snow globe and the universe has just gone, I'm going to shake everything up. There is time when the snow in the snow globe needs to settle. It doesn't instantly drop. And this is the space that we're in now, the sacred recalibration. It is a space of integration. It is not a space of forced goal setting, of having everything figured out, of being completely new. I love that if that's you, by the way. This is not really the episode for you, because that is not how to co-create with this season and this cycle that we're in. Now, yes, there will be some of you who are transiting through a different personal cycle, and so you might feel like you have more awareness. Keep going with that, but do not be fixed on goals, because the point of where we are right now is this great abyss. When I look at it visually, it is this black void. And now sometimes when we're in the void, it can feel like there is no direction. The difference that I see when I intuitively and psychically tap into this void is that there is a direction, there is forward momentum. It's just that we need to let the particles settle and the revelations of what is for you to reveal themselves. And this is a space of stillness, of integration, of surrender, of allowance that we're in right now. And then when this podcast goes to air, which will be about the 13th, 14th of January, this is where we move into what is a refertilization phase. This is where you get to plant seeds and allow the universe, your guide, spirit, to reveal to you who you're ready to become in this next season. Now, something that we can do is start to align with the frequencies that we want to embody in this next season. Now, there is a framework that we can use to help really set us up for success as we move from release into recalibration, which we are now, and then transition into the rebirth, which is exciting because we get to be reborn free of all the shit that was holding us back. The process that we're in right now is deeply sacred. It's a time of slowness, nourishment, rest, rejuvenation, and of simply allowing what is meant to you to be revealed for you. Now, the framework that I want to share with you is in a few parts. The first part is I want you to go back through this 9-year cycle that we've been, so looking at the end of 2016, right up until 2025, and review every single year, just at a high level. You know, some people have used their photos as really good opportunities to do this. Some people have gone back through calendars that I've provided this framework for. But have a look at the different themes that you experienced in each year. Maybe you were learning. Maybe you were healing. What was going on in your life? Maybe relationships were ending and new ones beginning. Maybe businesses opened. But when you audit every single year, you will get a really great overview of what this 9-year cycle was preparing you before. Because remember, each cycle that we're traversing through is literally setting us up for the next phase of our life. And so when we go into this high level, we can start to understand what we're being aligned with. And then specifically, I want you to look at 2025 in high level, if you haven't, and audit it. You know, what were the experiences that broke you? What did you learn from that? What didn't you have enough from? What do you want more of? And you can also start to apply this analysis and this level of thinking to the full 9-year cycle as well. It can be really helpful to be like, fuck, I need more joy. I need more pleasure. I need more fun. Something that I would like you to look at is when in the 9-year cycle and in 2025 did you feel most alive? What were the moments where you felt like you were in absolute fucking flow? Where your power, your confidence, your sense of trust just simply flowed through you, because we want more of that as we move into this new cycle. If you were someone who trained a lot in that 9-year cycle, you're now might be moving on to mastery, where there is no more training for you. There is just teaching and sharing your wisdom that you've learned in this time. And then when you've done your review, if there is anything else that you've discovered through this that hasn't been released in 2025, it's an opportunity to really release that. I personally had a fire ceremony just before the new year. I love working with the energy of fire because it is a great transmitter. Please, if you're going to do it safely so you're not catching anything on fire. And the reason fire is also powerful is we are also moving into the season of the fire horse. And so we can start to build a relationship with this element to understand its properties and how we can work with it to help us manifest, to help us align with the most expansive version and timeline that is available to us, because fire is one of the most powerful elements. It has the ability to transmute, to release, to burn shit, right? And it has the quality of a smoldering, like a slow burn. So I like to think of this as like, what are you nurturing? How can you use the element of fire to have something that maybe is percolating in the background? And then what is it igniting? So that's your release phase. The recalibration phase is, can you create time for stillness, to allow yourself to really tap into your womb, to your heart, to your soul for what it is that is your deepest desire, your boldest expression, the one that you're scared to admit out loud, but that you know is a thing that you're actually calling in for 2026 and the cycle beyond. Okay? And then getting clear on the frequencies you want to create. Maybe it's confidence, maybe it's power, maybe it's pleasure, seduction, whatever it is. Maybe it's the unapologetic leadership frequency that you're calling. Maybe it's wealth, health, love, joy. Start to plant the seeds as we move to the later end of January, early February, that you're going to invoke the sacred element of fire to permeate and to allow to germinate over the next year and into the next year, 9-year cycle. And so we're really looking at this recalibration phase in two parts. What do you want for the year ahead? And then also from a place of fun, expansion, and love, who do you want to be in the next 9-year cycle? What do you want to create? What do you want more of? What are you going to say no to so that you can allow more of what you want to manifest? And then when it comes to 2026, when it officially starts with the year of the horse, the Chinese zodiac, the Eastern calendar, the lunar cycle, which if you're a woman is far more aligned, this is when you rebirth. This is when the energy will really start to shift. And you will be able to come more empowered, more integrated, having released everything that the sacred shedding and the snake year got rid of. You've been through the beautiful integration phase, so the energy's settled. It's allowed itself to permeate into your structure, and you've become intentional about who you want to be in this next year and 9-year cycle. And this doesn't mean that it has to be rigid. And I would encourage you in your goal setting to allow the spaciousness to reveal itself, to allow the highest potentiality and timeline for your soul to manifest so that you can start to align with that. Allow yourself to have fun, to have pleasure, to step into the bigness that your soul came here to experience. And don't be afraid to claim the audaciousness. Because where we are right now, the sacred void, this is the place of potentiality. It is the place of nothing and everything. And so as we move through the integration space, we go into this beautiful place where there is unlimited potential for you to co-create and align with the highest expression of your soul, with wealth, with influence, with impact, with fun, with love, whatever the fuck it is you're calling it in. Do not be afraid to claim it, because where we are right now, this integration phase for the woman who's not quite feeling it is sacred. And aligning with this as a place of restoration, of alignment, is going to allow you to really catapult your success into the future. Now, if this episode made you feel something, you felt that resonance in your soul that you are ready to go deeper into this work, into this cosmic, energetic alignment, I invite you to book a one-to-one psychic leadership session with me. In this session, we will really get clear on what your soul is integrating and letting go with, and realign you with the highest timeline, most abundant timeline and expression that your soul came here to experience. So book your spot in the show notes below. And if you have any comments, please let me know. I would love to know how this landed for you. And just know that wherever you're cycling through at the moment, if you're not feeling like this new me, new energy, it's okay. You haven't missed out on anything. You're in a sacred integration. This is where the identity has collapsed and who you were couldn't come with you. And so we're building a new you. It is a power move to be in this stillness. So allow yourself to be devoted to the process and to step in to deeper levels of expression, empowerment, and abundance. I will see you next week. Thank you